brought hunger. Protein was more unpredictable. Small animals like birds, rabbits, or insects were occasionally caught and eaten whole or roasted. Insects were a reliable protein source, even if nobody was particularly excited about it. If you found a termite mound or a handful of grubs, that might become the morning meal. They didn't taste great, but they didn't bite back either. Sometimes you'd share with others, especially within your own family group. But food was a resource, not a courtesy. If someone brought back breakfast, it meant they were either generous or in charge. Or both. Water was another priority. Streams, springs, and rivers were the main sources, if you were lucky. If not, puddles had to do. Boiling water wasn't a common practice yet, so most water was consumed raw and occasionally accompanied by bacteria. Your gut either defeated or deeply regretted. Occasionally, there'd be a leftover from the last big hunt. Smoked meat, marrow from cracked bones, or dried strips of hide that were technically edible with enough chewing. These were valuable. People stored them high, wrapped, or hidden, though nothing could stop a determined child with a stick. So every morning was a new gamble. Maybe you'd find a few berries and a half-roasted squirrel. Maybe you'd find nothing. Either way, no one skipped breakfast on purpose. After breakfast, or the realization that breakfast wasn't happening, the next big task of the day was tool maintenance. Tools weren't just accessories, they were survival equipment. Without a good edge, you couldn't cut meat, scrape hides, or defend yourself. So, a surprising amount of the day was spent hunched over rocks, hitting other rocks, trying to get just the right shape. Welcome to Paleolithic tool-making, part craftsmanship, part trial and error, and entirely dependent on not smashing your thumb. The raw material of choice? Flint, or obsidian, if you were feeling fancy and lived near a volcano. These stones chipped predictably, which meant you could flake off sharp edges and create cutting tools. The basic starter pack included hand axes, scrapers, spearheads, and the very popular rock with a handle. There was no one-size-fits-all. Each tool had a purpose. Some for butchering, others for shaping wood, and some for tasks we still don't fully understand but probably involved hitting things. Most people made their own tools, but like everything else, some were better at it than others. If someone in the group had a knack for making perfectly balanced spear points, they earned respect, and requests. Sharpening tools was constant. A dull edge was basically useless,